Here we go.
Hello?
The definition of pedophile.
The definition of pedophile is somebody who is attracted to children 13 or younger. It was changed to 13. And why people have an issue with you, Greg, is because, and this is the biggest issue that I've had, you had somebody that was as young as 12 years old on your channel on one of those videos on whether or not she gives you a boner or she's fat, and that is actually legally, you're not in compliance because the parents could sue you since you made money off of that.
The video wasn't called, "Do you give me a boner?"
Of course it wasn't! Oh my god, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the literal title, Drake.
The thing, making money with YouTube is a variable. Sometimes you can actually make $0 on a video depending on the content. So you actually don't know.
No, I do, because this is the kind of work that I did. I absolutely do know.
No. You literally don't know because you have no proof of one way or the other.
I have your videos downloaded, sweetheart. We all have proof.
That's not proof of financial earnings. That's what we're talking about, Joy.
Stupid tech stuff. Okay, so guys, so Onision, here's the thing though. So what you're saying is I can't prove what you
You can call me Greg. My name is Greg.
Well, I'm Midwestern. This is just how I talk. I'll try to remember. Sometimes I have memory issues.
It's a very simple 4-letter word.
Yes, and I also have memory issues, and that's a thing too. So my
So
apologies.
you have mental problems, and yet you still take a position of certainty?
Would you consider fibromyalgia a mental illness?
Is it a mental illness?
Why don't you look it up before you accuse me of having a mental illness?
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, look it up. Look at the symptoms.
Well, you just said that you have memory issues, which is directly connected to your brain.
Having a memory issue from an illness is different than a mental illness.
You can't remember a 4-letter word after I tell you it. Greg. My name is Greg. You can call me Greg. It's simple.
Greg, it's very simple, but everybody has different weaknesses, and one that I'm
You
telling
can't
you about.
remember a name, Greg. So you have a mental illness, and you're going out attacking other people despite knowing you have a mental illness. Doesn't that seem a little bit irresponsible?
I told you that sometimes I have memory problems that I'll do my best. You're gaslighting right now. You're putting words in my mouth.
You can use words like gaslighting, but the reality is that the fact is you can't remember my name after I just told it to you, and it's only 4 letters. I have never met...
Greg is telling us he doesn't like prepubescent children. 13 or under. I'm learning way too much about you, Greg. I really didn't want to know. About that tits, all about that ass, and all about getting that dick hard, right, Greg? 13, as long as she can get your dick hard, she's developed, it don't fucking matter. Hey, Greg, try it. Hey, Greg, 13 or under, Greg? But otherwise, what's the fucking point, right, Greg? You know, Greg, you got successful when you were younger, you got money when you were younger, and this is the result. Greg, it's more that teens getting married when you're 18 and 19. See, Greg, especially... Greg, I want to have a conversation with you for a moment. What I will say is, Greg, I'm gonna say some big prayers for you. Greg, I had so much compassion for you, my baby. You can't just sell your dignity for a fucking buck. Otherwise, there's nothing left. That you would put this out there and say it's funny and make money off of something so disheartening. You know, so, I'm not going to sit here and defend that I think you're not a pedophile anymore. After this, I can't.
Then what we can do is I can contact the parents.
You have no idea.
So we can... Hold on one second, Onision. Oh, okay, hold on one second. I'm having a tech thing. Okay. Sorry, give me just one second. I think I figured it out.
You love tech things.
Okay, there we go.
physically unstable, why are you laughing and moving around like a wild person?
Honey, because I honestly
Can you
enjoy...
sit still?
I love this. My Midwestern dialect, I call people sweetheart, hon, sugar, babe. This is part of where
What are
I
you
come
talking
from.
about?
And that's it.
Cool.
It's a memory issue from fibromyalgia, which has to do with nerve pain. It's an autoimmune illness, not a mental illness. Just because the symptom has to do with brain fog does not mean it's a mental illness. No.
Yes, absolutely. If I had that issue, I would call myself mentally ill because my mental psyche isn't working. If it's not working, it's probably ill.
But that doesn't mean you'd be right. That doesn't mean you'd be right, Greg. See, you can say something with a lot of assurity and a lot of confidence and come at people like you know what you're talking about, but it doesn't mean that you do. It doesn't mean you're accurate. It doesn't mean that you are factual. These aren't the facts. Facts. And you're frozen.
Illness. Illness, a disease or period of sickness affecting the body or mind. You have a mental illness. As it is described, fibromyalgia is described as a disease.
Okay, should we get a, let's call a doctor then. Why don't we get a doctor's opinion? We'll get a doctor on it.
Illness is a disease or period of sickness affecting the body or mind. It's a disease, as you just admitted, and it's a sickness affecting the body or mind. So,
I want the facts.
that was the literal definition. Are you going to run away from this now, considering I just proved myself right, that it's literally an illness?
I'm saying that you can't look at two sentences and think you understand it or that it's a mental illness.
I looked up the definition of illness, proving myself right. We're speaking English right now, so you...
All right, Dwight.
English.
False.
Wow.
False.
Oh my god.
So what is it you want to, like, here's the thing.
A disease, as you just admitted, and it's a sickness affecting the body or mind. So,
Facts! I want the facts.
literally just asked everyone to go look up the definition of fibromyalgia. So I looked up the definition of illness, and because I looked up the definition, it's now wrong to look up definitions, but when you do it, it's fine.
You can't look at two sentences and think you understand it or that it's a mental illness.
I looked up the definition of illness, proving myself right. We're speaking English right now, so you...
All right, English. False. False.
Oh my god.
So what is it you want to, like, here's the thing. Greg, okay, let's put that aside because I know that you're not going to be able to admit that you
You realize that, right? And so now you want to suggest something ridiculous like calling up a doctor to get their input. Of course, because I just proved you wrong, now you're running to the next best thing.
Because I looked up a definition, I think I totally understand what it is. I think I totally understand fibromyalgia.
Coming from the person who just, you literally just asked everyone to look.
I'm right, guys. I'm right. I know what I'm talking about. I just looked up the definition. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about.
You literally just.
So I know you're not going to be able to admit that you either don't know what you're talking about or you're wrong because you think that looking up a definition means you're a doctor, which it doesn't, but that's fine. So here's...